Oh, it still caught me having my morning coffee. Good morning, everybody. The Murphy girl here. Happy Wednesday. It's the day we plan on making real visible progress here on the bathroom remodel. What do we want to do today? We've already prepped the shower area and cleaned that up where the mortar got down by the drain area, and I'll show you in a minute. But we want to put some insulation on the back wall here, get that insulated. And we want to go ahead and get the extra blocking we need up for grab bars in the shower. And after we're done that, we can go ahead and put the vinyl shower liner in. I went out and bought that this morning, 85 bucks for that vinyl shower liner. Going to go ahead and put that in this morning. We're going to get our cement backer boards, at least the lower part down below here. We're going to put the backer boards on, and then once we get the backer boards, the cement backer board on, we're going to go ahead and mortar over top of the vinyl shower liner. We have some reinforcing metal lath that's going to go in there, and we're going to finish off to our final pitch, and hopefully, if all goes well, the bathroom floor here will meet the shower floor real well when we go ahead to put the tile down. It'll be what we call a floating sort of joint there. So I'm going to try to do a lot of stuff today. We're going to go as far as we can, but we're definitely going to move quick. So all right, hang with us. All right, good morning, honey. Jennifer's gone ahead and made some marks where we need our extra blocking to be. Now remember, the shower chair is going to fold down here, so this bar is going to interfere with your back as you're sitting there. So you got to think about that too. So I don't know if you mind, but over here we need some blocking underneath there for part of the bottom bar, and she's talking about an L configuration with a bar on the left side here and coming down. So you know, we got to figure that out. But anyway, you see, last night I cleaned Jennifer and I cleaned the drain thing up so that this could go on. And what's actually going to happen here is that this vinyl liner is going to go on there, and then this is going to cinch down over top of that to form the second part of the drain. And then we'll be screwing the drain finish on and getting that down to a height. Once we get the mortar set, we're going to screw that down to a height where we're going to allow for the thickness of the tile, the finished tile, and we're going to set it at that level. So I'm going to pop some insulation in too. So the first thing we're going to do is quickly finish up the blocking here today, okay? We are back, and what Jen's doing now is making measurements so we know once the cement backer board goes up, we're going to have a difficult time remembering where all the blocking is. We also have to note these studs. I think they're 16-inch on center, so we'll be able to find them when we go to screw the cement board down. So it's always good to make careful note what your where the blocking is going to be, because when you go to screw in the grabber bars and all that, it's important that we get real solid wood behind there so we don't have any problem. So the next step for me, did you get all that, honey? And then we got to note where the studs are on centers. It'll be easy when we get the lower ones up. We just follow it down, but when we get the upper ones,
still need to grab that and that.
Okay, grab that. I'm going to start doing the insulating, just rolling. I've got I don't have any facing on it. I don't need it. I'm just going to staple it on there, and it'll hold into position, and then we can go ahead and put the vinyl liner on there. So I'm going to get going now and do that. On the bottom part, we're just going to stuff it into the bottom holes, and it'll keep it nice and cozy in the winter time. Things have been rolling along today. I wore a cover. I tore a old shirt and put it a cover. When you're doing fiberglass work, you want to always make sure that you wear a respirator or something to block the small glass fibers from going into your lungs. So you can see we got all the fiberglass batting stuffed in real well, loose. You know, I don't need any foil face stuff here with cement board and all that. So it's now time to go ahead and prep for the vinyl liner, and that's the next thing that's going to go in. We're going to fit the vinyl liner in here and staple it up to the sides and sort of cut it to fit it. We're going to fit the corners with some cuts. Then we're going to come back with some of the, I have some of the adhesive with some of the excess material I have off of this sheet of vinyl that I'll show you out here. Show you that. We've got the sheet of vinyl set up here. I've already cut a foot off of the side of it because 4 feet, the shower is about 35 inches, 36 inches wide. So I want 48 inches to work with. I don't want anything longer in there. And we'll go in and form that. And what's going to happen, I'm going to remove, well, it's better if I show you here. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Going to remove this, take that off right now, as a matter of fact. Take that off right now. Keep that stuff down there because of the stink. And then what we're going to do is fit the liner down here, and I'm going to cut 4 tiny little X's over top of the bolt holes and push that down. And I'm going to cut a circle for the inside liner, but before I put this down and tighten it, I'm going to run a silicone bead around there real good to give some real watertight fitting on there. Then I'm going to go ahead and bolt this down, and we'll go ahead and secure all the sides on here, and we're going to have an ultra waterproof barrier, and then we're going to lay our next layer of mortar on top of the vinyl. And once we get a little bit of mortar down, we're going to put the wire lath in. It was already pre-cut last night, and then we're going to mortar on top of that and finish up. But after we do the after we put the vinyl liner on, and before we do the mortaring, we've got to put the cement boards on the side, because that vinyl liner is going to go up on the sides and provide further moisture protection. So in case water intrudes between the tile and the cement board, it'll go down and hit that plastic liner and come out and hit the weep hole drains, these little things. And we'll put some stones on there to make sure that they don't get blocked up before we mortar on top of it. That means if water gets between the top layer of mortar and the vinyl liner, it'll at least go through those weep holes there and out into the drains. So, alright, with that being said, we're going to bring in the vinyl liner and start to get it positioned. Okay guys, I've got the, I basically got the drain laid out. I mean, I've got the vinyl liner laid in. I got enough to go up each side, about 6 inches or so. The next thing I need to do is sort of cut out for my drain, so I need to put little X's, tiny little X's, where the bolt holes are here. And what that's going to do, very carefully, is allow me to push this vinyl liner down on top of those bolt holes. And it's got to be done very carefully. Don't want to go spastic here. Okay, and then I can go ahead and make sure it's all pushed through all the way on each side, not too far away from the bolt holes. And on each side I can go ahead, you can see what I've done there, and push that one down. There's one down. And open up your X's a little bit with the utility knife if you need to. Just be careful your knife doesn't slip and open up a huge gash across the bolt holes. And you can see what I did there right now. The next thing I've got to do is cut out for the center here. And I'm reaching down in the liner to feel where the drain pipe is there. And I'm going ahead and I'm carefully cutting out around there, because I want this to be a good fit, and I want to get that real good all the way around. And I can just take a couple different, I don't have to go crazy and try to get it on the first time. I can take all the material out slowly over time. But make sure that's all pushed back real good, because I need to fit this ring inside now. But before I go to tighten that down and loosen up these bolts a little bit to get them a little bit higher. Before I go to put that down, I need to take a bead of caulk and I need to put it around here. This is heavy duty silicone seal here. And what this does, it's like my last line of defense to protect the vinyl liner here. And I'll work that all the way around, underneath and around each of the bolt holes around each side here. Okay, and what that will do is actually any water that tries to get down will be prevented from getting down there. A good silicone seal. If the bolt comes out, just take your time, screw it in. You want it in just enough to catch on the threads there. And go ahead and give a good bead of silicone there. Now that's done. Alright, now I'm going to take this, I'm going to put the ring down, and I'll turn it into position all the way to the right, as you can see there. And I go ahead and I take my ratchet and I tighten them. Don't over tighten them, okay? You'll just break through the plastic. Just get them decently tight on here around the ring. And now you have your downspout is all set in your shower drain there. Once again, don't go crazy tightening that. Maybe about five foot-pounds or so, and that'll be plenty because it's going to get mortar over top of it. And it's going to set that real good. Okay, and just about 5 foot-pounds. Don't worry about it. If a little mortar squeezes out, a little bit of the silicone squeezes out the side, that's a good thing. Okay, and I've got that down and beautifully set now, and that is tightened into position. Clean it up a little bit, and what I'll do now is go ahead and secure the sides of the vinyl liner, and then we'll come back and start doing our put our cement board on the sides, and then get ready to do our mortaring. Okay, I don't know about you, but I sure get excited when I see the first piece of cement board getting ready to go up, and it's 36 inches wide, which will still give us plenty to cut out for our next piece there for getting on there. And we won't try to microfit it. We'll just stick a small piece, and we'll figure out what we're going to do so we get that secured on real good. So the only thing we have to worry about today is getting the lower pieces on so we can go ahead and put our mortar bed. And we want to make sure this is about a quarter of an inch off of the shower pan here, to allow for good mortaring down there and to get underneath, and for all the you know, for eventually the mastic for the thin set and everything to give a good seal down there. As the day goes on today, you can see it's really starting to look more and more like a shower stall here, which is really kind of exciting. If you've done all your work properly and you've shimmed the walls and everything, you should have perfectly vertical surfaces. And I've been laying the level on just to make sure everything's all good. And you can see we're perfectly on the level there, and that's all the way around. So we need that to be perfectly up and down if we're going to set that tile properly. We've got it real good from side to side now. We don't have any of that huge bow that we used to have in here. We took all that bow out, so it's all looking good on the walls. We got that. Oh, that's what I did need to do, spill the screws. But we got one more piece to fit in here. It's going to be a long one. We're going to be running the tile over to this point here, and then putting like a bull nose end on it, and then we'll be meeting the drywall there. So That's the way we're going to do that. We're going to split that stud right there and use that. So, okay, let's roll on. Okay, guess what? We got all sides. We're up to the 3-foot mark in terms of the cement backer board, and you can see our shower space is really well defined now. And the nice thing about the vinyl liner is it goes up the side underneath of the cement board, giving an additional layer of protection against leakage down to the subflooring below. So all looking pretty good. It's time to talk with Jen. I don't know if we'll push forward today and do the mortaring. I'm pretty cooked, but you know, it'd be nice to sort of get that done, and then this weekend we can hang a lot of drywall and get a lot of other stuff done. So let's talk to her.